You guys ever see one of these before? Let's see if these things still work. A little while ago, I had everything I ever needed. The title. Family. A sense of belonging. But now it's gone. I've lost it. Lost the essence of what made me the visionary. Sorry. Is that what you expect me to say? After everything I've put into this company, my world, my job, my career, my life, to say I lost myself? Huh. That's interesting. I've never lost myself. It's just the people around me who wanted me to lose myself. And this has become so clear. Drake visionary on his own. Everyone versus me. Now, how could it have come to this? I don't know. But this might be a long shot, and as we go to Miami, facing towards the Elimination Chamber, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a few calls. Talk to a few people. Because if there's one person who might be on my side, it would be Triple C, who's given me an amount of time to come out here and say what must be said. And judging by the clock, let's begin. The other night at the Royal Rumble, everyone sucked. We went from the A show to the fucking F show because the winner has never even worked here. So we need to take our CXW flag, plant it in the ground, and show everyone who we are. Not what DXT is, not what JEW is, what the best brand in the whole world is. And I'm willing to carry this company on my back. I don't need help. So don't bother asking. I just need people to stand the hell out of my way as I do it. Because I'm going to do something that should have been done this past Saturday. I'm going to go up and shut that forbidden door. A door that should have never been opened. But some people have shown themselves to be true weaklings. I mean, what do you do, Jonah? You just don't show up. You never show up, you lazy piece of crap. And you know what it is? You want my spot, Jonah. You want to be Drake Visionary. But you'll never be that. Never even close to that. And when you respond, you'll probably be commenting on how I sound stupid. But at least I don't look like if a hyena and a wet mop's love child got a bad haircut. And you'll want to tell jokes, be a little comedian. But the only joke here is what you try and attempt to call a career. When it all started, I couldn't escape from hearing about this new kid from the indie scene. It's all people wanted to talk about. Not about my world title I was holding, but about someone who was gonna change this company forever. And what a fucking embarrassment. A fucking embarrassment. The most highly regarded debut in CXW history was degraded to a super kick and a splash when the ring was being shared by a few of the biggest jobbers and snakes in this company's history. But seeing where you are now, it's hard to call that surprising. I mean, seriously. I've seen your resume. It's failure after failure after failure. And you might say, oh, what about last year? Sure, I'll give you that. I'll give you last year and that mistake of a title reign. Hashtag and new CXW champion, Jonah. You sure love to talk about that. You and your championship, you and your WrestleMania moment, you and your gifted career you never had to work for. And that's why we have a problem. You don't deserve to etch your name as a transitional champion. You don't deserve to headline pay-per-views, and you don't deserve to share a ring with someone who will put you back in your place so fast and so easily that it'll be presumed more difficult to just hand in your letter of resignation than waiting for me to smash your face inwards. Now I know what failure looks like, what giving up looks like, and what doubting yourself is. I said the two worst words you could ever say in this business. And that set me off. I reached a low, a really, really low point. But then I hear that a champion is actually looking for a challenger at a marquee pay-per-view like Money in the Bank? Because, what? Fighting Mr. Midlife Crisis and his moron little buddy gets old after the 25th time? Who knew? Who knew? But I took that opportunity to rewrite my wrongs, go back to where I was. But no, CXW didn't let me, and they were never gonna. They were never gonna let me. They were never gonna let me shine, and that is sickening to someone who does shit like this for a living. Makes me sick. I'm sick. I can't believe it. They held me back because Mr. Part-Time had to stick his nose where it didn't belong. And if you can see right through him like I can, I really should have expected it. Giving your own championship to Jonah, nailing for him, talking to him constantly, telling him, yeah, keep talking, being more focused on what he has to say than trying to kick his ass at the Rumble. Okay. And it's so clear. You know who Jonah is and who Jonah will be. He's just like you. He's just like you, Colin, and you can act like he isn't, but it doesn't matter because you know it and I know it, and I don't care what these fans have to say because we all know the truth. How could I have been so stupid? It's funny. It's a funny company we listen to. We live in. We listen to what they say. You listen to what I say. It's funny. It's funny how this can happen. It really is, isn't it? And that's why Jonah's here. Because he's just like you. It's why he managed to stick around. I mean, you wanted this. You wanted him to be champion. Because when you're gone, you need a part of you to forever exist. And that's who Jonah is. A lesser, shittier, and more corporatized Colin J. McDowell. And you know what the real kicker of that is? Is that maybe I would have been able to respect Jonah and what he is if he would have admitted it and acknowledged it. But no, he can't. Jonah is gonna sit and continue to sit on the same pedestal, asking who the champion is, asking who the greatest champion ever was, or asking who the face of the brand is while playing this moronic superiority card that can't make sense in a company when you know and you can acknowledge that you wouldn't be here if you weren't a crying, kicking, screaming Nepo baby. It's easy to be a champion when the championship is given to you on a silver platter week after week. And it's so easy, but you still didn't want to show up. That's the part that doesn't make sense. So forgive me for reiterating what someone once told me. But it's a bit ridiculous to pretend to care about the business that is giving you everything And it's frankly insulting to the ones who came before us, the ones who we work with, and the ones who will come after us. It's insulting and disrespectful. Do you think going to hell and back against Silent Steve inside the basement makes me feel high and mighty? Or clashing with one of the most dangerous beings that ever set foot in our squared circle 3 separate times makes me feel superior to our competition? Newsflash, it fucking doesn't. And it never will, because it told me who I was. The real deal, the man, the main event. And what are you? You know, it would be easy. It would be an easy out to call you nothing, worthless, or even incomprehensibly undeserving of your spot here. But that's just the surface of your problems. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when all the writers go home, give your matches a star rating. The statistics will say it all. You are a bad wrestler, a bad worker, and bad for our business, Jonah. So for the everlasting future of CXW, for your name to be put on every discussion board and history site talking about the champions, it makes me sick, because they won't understand it in 10, 50, 100 years, just how much of a weak, putrid, and undeserving champion you were, and how it ended up being your last moment of any significance here ever again in this company. Because I won't let you tear down this house I built. I've put in too much into it. So, if I had to recommend you do something, leave while you still can. Trust me, it would be easier for you to do that. And you respond to this. You respond to this saying the same things you always say. What's it gonna be? You're not champion. You're not champion. You don't have anything. You continue to lose. And your excuse, I can predict it. I'm a visionary. I know. Well, Triple C, he put me in the 10-man Royal Rumble. That wasn't fair. Where? You know why I know? Because I was there. I was there when Triple C put me in a 6-man elimination chamber match. I was there when he put me in a triple threat match against 2 people you may know. And I was there when I lost in a street fight. So I know what the bottom is, but I also know what the top is, and I can recognize talent. And when I look at you, all you are is decaf Colin.